Hello and welcome to another surprise edition of Tiva Drive. Today we're here at Metro West Volvo dealership, and look what we have here. We did not expect, we came here to shoot another comparison video, but we noticed that they just got a brand new Volvo EX30. So we're gonna shoot a quick first impressions of this car. They just got it, they don't have them in the press fleet yet, hopefully soon. But we're gonna shoot our first impressions, and this is not the first time we're shooting first time impressions at Volvo Metro West. By the way, they just moved almost across from IKEA. There's another auto mall just across the street, and IKEA is just right there across as well on the other side of the tracks. So it's a brand new location that they have near Queensway and Kipling. And Chris is the guy who's helping us a little bit today with answering questions about this brand new car. So let's walk around to show you. This is the new blank face of the Volvo Electrics. You're gonna see the similar one on the EX90 that's arriving very soon. This is the smallest, most affordable car. And again, the pricing is between 54 and 62. So 54 gets you this rear-wheel drive with 246 horsepower, which is good for about 5.5 seconds, 0 to 100. Then the dual motor version, all-wheel drive version, gets a 422 horses, which is makes it the quickest Volvo ever at 3.5 seconds from 0 to 100. But today we're going to be testing quickly this rear-wheel drive version of the Volvo. When you walk around, you'll see that this is definitely the smallest of all the Volvos. It's smaller than the XC40. The nice thing about it is that you have a standard fixed glass roof that comes standard with the car. So you can just quickly, let's get, there we go. So it has the proximity. As you approach the car with your key within 25 feet, it'll open the car. Then when you walk away, it'll lock itself automatically. And also now, like with the Volvo, there's no start-stop button. You get in and then you put it in gear and you drive away. So with this new EX30, you have only the center screen, kind of like Tesla, and you have all the information on the center screen. There is no more dash behind the steering wheel. So we're gonna show you the space. So I'll try and jump in quickly into the front seat to show the space in the front, kind of try and position the seat into my comfortable position. So let's say that this is kind of, it's a comfortable position for me. I could definitely drive in this position. And then let's see how the rear seat space looks like. So definitely we don't expect miracles because this is the smallest Volvo. There we go. So it's definitely the tightest Volvo that we've tested. So I'm still okay, but of course I'm touching the seat in front of me. The headroom is actually surprisingly good because of the glass roof. There's quite a bit of space for my headroom. So definitely there's limited space for legs, but other than that, it's great. Let me try and extricate myself from here. So this is one of the first Volvos to actually have a frunk. So what we'll do is we'll show you the little frunk. It's not very big, and keep in mind that this is the rear-wheel drive version, but apparently even with the all-wheel drive version you still get the frunk. So press twice to get access to the frunk in front. The nice feature is that this is hydraulically assisted opening. You have two hydraulics on either side, and here's your frunk. Not a huge space, but you can put some maybe charging cables and stuff like that. And similarly in the rear trunk, you have a double floor. Okay, so in the trunk, this is the magic button right here, just above the Volvo, and it's a power lift gate. And again, one of the electric cars we just test drove, which was much more expensive than this one, had a manual, I think it was a Lexus, it had a manual lift gate. Here you have a power lift gate, and you have the storage under the floor. So you can actually position it, kind of similar to the ID4. You can position this flooring at the higher level, or you can put it down, one level down to make it even. And you have 40-60 split rear seats. And then a few Easter eggs. There's little drawing here, and there's also in the front, there's an Easter egg with a picture of a moose, and so there's a lot of these Easter eggs hidden in a few different places. And let's show the rear light signature. It's kind of unique in this car. So this is kind of reminiscent a little bit of the EX90. So you have one set of LEDs here, and then another U-shaped LED in the back with turn signals and the reverse lights here. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Let the lights turn on again. That's the light up sequence. There we go. And so they light up sequentially. Okay, so that's about it. So we're gonna go for a spin. We can stop here, and then we're gonna continue inside the car. Okay, so here we are inside the 2025 Volvo EX30 surprise visit to Volvo Metro West at Queensway and Kipling in Etobicoke. And they just received their EX30s. In fact, they've just delivered the first two. And they mentioned that basically all the cars that they've been pre-ordered by customers were all the twins with 420 horsepower and 3.5 seconds acceleration. I'm not surprised. Again, the pricing of these cars in Canada for now, before the tariffs hit on October 1st, is between 54 and 64. 54 gets you the core rear-wheel drive like this one. 64 gets you twin all-wheel drive, 420 horsepower, the luxury version, top of the line. So pretty reasonable price ranges. Priced below the XC40 or EX40 as it's called now, and below the C40. And it's also smaller, as we just demonstrated. So this car has a Harman Kardon system. Beautiful. You have the vents here, 1, 2, 3, 4, where you can shut down, you can turn them, you can actually turn them off by pulling them down all the way. Here they are. Just a center display. This is not a display. This is just a driver monitoring system. So there's monitors for when you are in auto steer mode, autopilot mode. This is watching you to make sure that you're paying attention, that you're watching the road. All the controls are done through here, kind of like Tesla, except you still have the wiper stack. You can control your wipers through the turn stack. You have the gear stack, you have the turn stack and the light stack, and of course the wiper control for both front and rear is actually here on the left side of the steering wheel. You have the nice cup holders here. Okay, so that's number one. You can have 2 cup holders or just one, or you just close them all. There's nothing here because most of the storage happens, actually it's under here, and it stretches from the rear passengers all the way to the front. So we can mention quickly the physical buttons. Here you have the defrost front and back if you need it. The button's actually here. The hazard lights are also up here. We can mention the standard beautiful sunroof, the fixed glass sunroof, which improves the headroom in the back. The physical buttons, so let's go back to we mentioned the ones around the steering wheel. Here you have the window opening for the front and the rear. So it's kind of like Volkswagen taken to the next level, because you don't have them on the 2 doors. You have them here in the center. So here's the driver door, up and down. This is the passenger door. And if you want to control the rear window opening, you press the rear button and try again. Press the rear, and now we're controlling the rear window. So it's kind of like Volkswagen, except that Volkswagen is located here. Here in the Volvo is located in the middle. Are we good? Oh yeah, you have the controls there. Yeah, you have the buttons for they are not on the windows, the buttons for the rear, for the passengers. They are also located in the middle. The little Swedish flags, I don't know if it's on both sides. Here's one little Swedish flag. Is there one on this seat? I don't see it. No, okay, only on this side. Okay, so here we go. We're ready to go. There's no on-off button. As soon as you get in, the car's on. And you just press it down just like in the Mercedes and the old Teslas of before. Now, the region is either off or on. You cannot control different levels of region. So it's simply on-off, and you have to go through the menus to control the on-off button for region. We were told that the region is much less aggressive than on the other Volvos. Yes. Oh, I don't think the one pedal driving, yeah, it's on. It should be on. Okay, so for some reason it didn't come to a full complete stop, so we'll try and... It's very gentle. The regen is very gentle. Yeah, it does come to a full stop, but not as aggressively as the other Volvos, surprisingly enough. Okay, and again, the regen you cannot adjust. It's either one pedal driving or no regen at all. Okay, so here we go. So this is the 240 roughly horsepower rear-wheel drive version, which has a range of, the acceleration of about 5.5 seconds versus the dual twin, what they call a twin motor version with 422 horsepower, which will have 3.5 seconds, the quickest Volvo ever. The battery is of course smaller. We didn't ask about the size, but we'll post it later on in the video in terms of the battery size. It is smaller than some of the other XC40s and other bigger, larger models. So that's going to be interesting to see. We weren't even expecting to drive this car today, but we noticed that they just got it, and yeah, so it's definitely smaller than the EX40 and EC40 cars that we drove before many times. And so basically you can expect that the front room is quite fine. The rear passengers, tall passengers in the rear, are going to be squished for their legroom for sure. You can show our tall cameraman in the back. He's definitely touching the seat in front of him. And then when I got into the back seat, as you saw, I was touching the rear seat as well. So we'll try and take it like a small piece on the highway, so that we can try and turn on the auto steer and adaptive cruise systems on for you. So now what we have to mention, there's a very time-sensitive information, and that's why they've asked us to post the video right away, because as you know, this car is made in China. October 1st, there's new tariffs coming in. So whatever cars that are on the ship or in Canada landed they do get the 5,000 federal rebate. After that, they will stop importing those EX30 cars until the production moves to Belgium next spring. So there'll be quite a few months when they will not be importing these and selling these EX30 cars. So whatever is currently in Canada or on the way or in the ports, you can get the 5,000 federal rebate on, and afterwards you won't be able to get them for a while. So go and visit your local Volvo dealer. If you want to get a deal on it, including the federal incentive, then you should basically, acceleration, by the way, is quite sufficient. So we're going to try and turn on the steering, the cruise control. Okay, turn on the cruise control. This should be the button to turn it on. And I don't know. Okay, it's not turning on. Okay, so this is plus minus button. I'm not sure why it doesn't want to turn on, but that's okay. That's fine. It has adaptive cruise with auto steer or autopilot, the Volvo calls it. So because this is a brand new car, even the sales representative, who was Chris is his name, if you go to visit Volvo Metro West at Kipling and Queensway, please ask for Chris. He's the expert. He knows everything about this car. He didn't want to be on the camera, but he knows a lot about this car. So let's try and get out of the highway, try and get off here from 427. And yeah, so it's a very comfortable car. Even in the rear-wheel drive version with 250 horses, it's still quick enough. 5.5 seconds is pretty good. It's basically similar to our all-wheel drive Audi, by the way. Our e-tron 50 Q4 has also around 5.5 seconds acceleration. So it's kind of very, very similar. And so yes, very short window of opportunity for you to get one. If you want one now, go and visit your Volvo dealer. And if your Volvo dealer does not have any Volvo Metro West in Toronto, in Etobicoke, at Kipling and Queensway. Most of them have been pre-sold, but they can still get some of the cars that were not pre-ordered, in which case you should be able to pick one up, again, between 54 and 64, depending on the version. Great new car. What we can mention as well is there's a wireless charger is right here. It doesn't come in all the versions, but here's the wireless charger. The proximity key comes with an upgraded level of the version of the car. And then if you don't have the proximity key, you will have a key that looks like a key card, like a Tesla. The old Teslas used to have like a credit card, and then you would just put it here momentarily to start the car, and then you can just put it back in your pocket. But then the upper versions of the car have the proximity, so you keep the key in your pocket. Like in this case, we're keeping the key here. So this is the kind of the upgraded version. And I can tell, like, we're doing the ramp, and it holds. You don't feel any heaviness. It does pretty well on the ramp, so it holds the road. It hugs the road. So it's a very nice car. You've got enough power even in the rear-wheel drive. There we go for going on the highway. This is really honestly quick enough. And there we go. So excited to be doing this unexpected first impression video of the Volvo EX30 2025 Volvo EX30. So looking forward to getting one hopefully soon from the press fleet, but they are not in the press fleet yet. Hopefully soon we'll get one for a full week. Most likely we'll get access to the twin version all-wheel drive. So in a way, I'm glad that we get the chance to drive this rear-wheel drive version. So now, as you know, the Volvo switched from front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive in their single-motor versions recently. So this Volvo EX30 in the single-motor version also is now rear-wheel drive. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to comment under the video or visit Volvo Metro West at Queensway and Kipling. And as usual, all these videos are sponsored by our real estate company, condosandcastles.com. Please visit www.condosandcastles.com. And thanks again for the sponsoring. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next review. Okay, so what we forgot to mention was the battery size and the range rating on the Volvo EX30. And again, here we're at Metro West, and they may have a few that haven't been pre-sold. So back to the battery size is 69 kilowatt hours, and the rated range by EPA for now, they mentioned, is 402 on the all-wheel drive version, and 420 on this rear-wheel drive we just drove. So that's about it, and we'll see you at the full review.